Hello friends, welcome to this video. Today we're going to be doing a leg-only body weight workout, so calisthenics oriented. We're only going to be using our body weight for this workout. We have 8 total exercises. We're here at South Beach and it's beautiful out. Let's get right into the first exercise, which is going to be our body weight squat.
Starting off with body weight squat, I like to position my feet shoulder width apart with my toes pointing slightly outwards, which is more comfortable for my hips. Send your hips backwards a little bit and then drop them. Try to go to about 90 degrees or lower if you can, but don't squat to a point of pain.
And then moving on down to the floor for our second exercise, we're going to be doing bridge.
So hand stabilizing on the ground next to you, your feet should be far enough away from your body that you can lift your hips up to form about a 90-degree angle at your knees. We should be making a straight line from our knees to our shoulders as we squeeze our glutes and core to form that straight line. Coming down, we hinge at our hips to lower, slow and controlled. If you prefer, you can hold at the top in an isometric position, squeezing your glutes and holding at the top there. Next one, going back to the floor, is our reverse plank. So in the way that you think about the plank where you're facing the floor and pushing your hands into the floor, squeezing your shoulders away from each other, when we flip into the reverse plank, we're still pressing our hands into the floor. But instead of stabilizing with our core, we're squeezing our glutes and activating our posterior chain to press into this reverse plank. And we're gonna hold it here in an isometric position. And if that's a little bit too hard, what you might want to do is move your feet a little bit closer to your body and bend your knees so that when you squeeze your glutes, you press into a reverse tabletop position. We're still working our back here, but this exercise doesn't work your hamstrings quite as much. We're going to hold these positions for a time that's challenging for you, and this might be 20 seconds or 45 seconds. Whatever you hit the first round, try to hold that time for the next 2 rounds. For Supermans, we're going to lay on our stomach, hands extended in front of you, legs behind you, and we're going to squeeze our glutes and our hamstrings to lift our legs off the ground while lifting at our chest. Hold a second at the top and release, control to the ground. Lift again and controlled release. Remember, the goal isn't to get in as many reps as possible. The goal is to stay in control and build strength through the full range in motion.
So moving on over to our next exercise now, which is going to be side bounds. What we're going to focus on is the balance of staying on one leg before explosively jumping a few feet over. So for here, we're going to be working our abductors, the muscles on the side of our thigh, as well as balance for our calf and that explosive movement of pushing through the floor.
We're jumping here, so try to focus on 2 things. One is being as explosive as possible. We've got only 8 reps per side, so try to jump as far as you can and really focus on the push. Your heart rate should be increasing here, and the second thing to focus on is the balance of landing on the foot and holding that balance.
So this one's going to be our calf raise. You can use 2 feet as the slightly easier progression, and if you want to make it a little bit harder, you can go up to 1 leg. I like to hold the bar to stabilize, but if you want to add in a little bit of balance and you have a box or something you can balance on, do the same exact exercise, but don't hold anything. Just try to balance as you slowly lower a little bit past the flat position, and then press all the way up to the top, squeeze, hold for a sec, and then lower again. And so do 12 of those total for 3 rounds.
Using 2 feet for your calf raises will be slightly easier than using 1, so try balancing and pushing through the ball of your foot on 1 leg if using both legs is too easy.
Next one that we're going to be doing is our 1 leg box step ups. And what we're focusing on here is using only the leg that's going up on the box rather than the foot. So I'm not pushing off the foot on the floor here. I'm really focusing on stepping up with the foot that's on the box.
Awesome, so on to the next one is our 1 leg box step ups. You just need a box or a bench that's about between your shin and your hip height. The higher the box, the harder the exercise will be. I'm really focusing on the step up by using the foot that's on top of the box, squeezing my glute as I press into the box to stand. Balance at the top for a moment before releasing down controlled.
And so we're going to be finishing off with some wall sits. Now wall sits, kind of like the name, what we're going to do is we're going to have our legs a little bit away from the wall, our calves and our thighs to be at about a 90-degree angle, and we're going to press through the floor here, really push down with your feet. Make sure you keep your chest upright.
And we're going to hold this as long as we can, so I like to hold my phone to use as a timer, and I time how long I can hold this exercise for each round. Then I aim to hit that time or longer for each round that follows. And we're finishing with 4 total rounds of these wall sits, so grab your most upbeat jam and let's get into it.